Do you do email marketing with your ecom business? Of course, you do. I hope you do if you're on this channel. But do you know how many Americans actually prefer to receive text messages from brands via SMS? 5%? 10%? No. It's 37%. 37% of Americans would like to get text messages from brands. Nowadays, people are so attached to their phones that they're practically become an extension of the human body. We check our phones every time we have a free minute, and no matter whether we're busy with meetings or work or not. There are a lot of misconceptions about SMS marketing. For example, many people think that SMS is dead and stayed somewhere in the 20s. This idea usually comes from the misunderstanding of this channel. In this video, we're going to go through SMS marketing, why use it, how it works, and I'm going to give you some amazing best practices for beginners. So if you're a beginner, if you haven't done much SMS marketing and you would like to learn, this is the perfect video. If you are a seasoned SMS marketer, you've done a bunch of it, you've already covered all the bases, it's probably not the best video for you, but I'm about to release a video with advanced strategies for SMS marketing. If you're interested in that, please drop a comment below this video so that we prioritize it in our pipeline. And for those of you who are new here, welcome. My name is Kasey. I run Luck & Co agency. We are an email and SMS marketing agency that works exclusively with 7- and 8-figure e-commerce brands. So we only do email and SMS marketing, and we only do it for e-commerce. So we're very focused, and so we know a lot about email and SMS. We work with many clients who are quite skeptical about SMS marketing at the beginning, but then when they see the effect and the results from this channel, they change their minds. So let me explain how SMS marketing works and share some of the top strategies for this channel. But before we jump in, please subscribe to this channel and hit that like button. I know everybody says that on YouTube, but it really helps us a ton. So I'd really appreciate a like and a subscribe. Thank you so much. So first, what is SMS marketing? SMS marketing or text marketing is a form of mobile marketing that allows businesses to send text messages to customers. It's a form of opt-in marketing that requires contacts to subscribe. You can use SMS marketing to share promotions, reminders, time-sensitive updates, personalized discounts, and order delivery updates. It might come as a surprise, but SMS marketing is actually growing. A lot of data suggests that this channel grows year over year. And if you need more than these numbers, let me tell you about the benefits of SMS marketing. Benefit number 1, it's a direct, immediate channel. SMS is one of the most immediate channels available. With an open rate of 90% within 3 minutes of delivery, you can be sure that your time-critical messages will be read almost instantly. So if you have time-sensitive information to share, like a sale, for example, SMS is the right channel for you. Number 2, high open rates. As I already mentioned, SMS has an anecdotally 90% open rate within 3 minutes of delivery. These are some of the numbers that are quoted online often, but I think technically there's no such thing as the open rate with SMS because you're not able to track it. However, if you track click rate is definitely very trackable, and SMS click rate is of course way beyond whatever email click rates are these days. So it's definitely a very high engagement channel. Number 3, increased response rates. It takes much less time and effort to reply to a text message rather than to an email. So if you would like to connect with your subscribers more, if you would like them to reply to you more, if you'd like to ask them a question and see what they think, SMS is a perfect channel for that. And you could create what we at Luck & Co call interactive SMS, where we make it even easier for them to reply and make it into a game and say, hey, what do you think about this? Reply A for blah, blah, B for blah, blah. And so then the person just needs to reply with one letter, and you get valuable feedback for whatever you're interested in when it comes to your product. So that's a very cool technique to both engage your audience in a new fun way and also get some feedback about your products or your latest offerings. Did I convince you to give SMS marketing a try? Great. I do want to add a little disclaimer too that SMS, while it is a great channel for a lot of brands, it's not actually great for all brands. And there are definitely brands that don't land themselves that great into this channel and don't find a good business case for this channel. And I can give you examples of those. Usually, SMS is the best channel for things like sales, product drops, or engagement with your audience, like I just described. If you are a brand that is not doing a lot of product launches and is not doing a lot of sales, you will find it difficult to come up with topics and reasons to send text messages to your audience. And in their turn, subscribers most often react best. Like if we measure performance in terms of revenue driven by an SMS message, messages with a sale or a product launch or a big event like a sale or a product launch, they generate the most revenue. If you're just sending like a text message without a big event, how you could send a newsletter with the latest news or highlighting a product that's not new and maybe you're a bestseller, but you found a new angle to highlight that product. All of that is great for email. For SMS, you're actually paying for every text message that you send. So in terms of costs and calculating ROI, it's quite different from email. And so when you send like regular text messages like that, they don't end up generating enough revenue to even cover the costs of sending that message. So that's something that's very important for you to keep in mind as you think whether this channel is right for your brand. But if you think it's right for your brand, if you're willing to give it a try, I have a tutorial on this channel about how to start SMS marketing on Klaviyo. Klaviyo is a platform that we at Luck & Co use for email and SMS. And whenever brands do both email and SMS, we highly, highly recommend that you do it on one single platform. Whenever you separate these two channels on two different platforms, it's never a great thing. Long story short, just do SMS marketing on the same platform as you do email. For a lot of brands, that's Klaviyo. If it's not Klaviyo, if it's something like OmniSend or something else, great, just do SMS there, as long as it's together with your email. SMS marketing best practices. In the second part of this video, I want to talk about some of the best practices when it comes to SMS, especially if you're just starting out. These are great. I highly recommend that you take note of all of them and implement them in your strategy right away. So number one, you need to build a list of SMS subscribers. There are multiple ways in which you can build that list. And the first and the most effective way is to actually leverage your email list to collect SMS subscribers. What you do is you send an email to your email audience and you say, hey, this huge sale is coming up next week, and we just launched our text club for people who are closest to the brand who want early access to everything. And so that sale is actually going to launch to our text subscribers 2 days early. So they get exclusive access and they get to shop before everyone else. If you want to be a part of that early access list, please opt in here. And so that would give your SMS list the boost that you need at the beginning, because growing your SMS list will be slower than growing your email list, because naturally not as many people are willing to share their phone number for marketing as they're willing to share their email address. So keep that in mind. And that's also to set your expectations. While SMS marketing converts higher, the conversion rate is higher, it will never bring the same amount of revenue as email brings to you, simply because text list size, SMS list size, will never match your email list size. For all the brands that I know, maybe there are exceptions, but for 97% of brands, that would be true. So you leverage your email list to grow your SMS list. You also add another step to your pop-up. So I hope you have a pop-up on your site. If you don't, I also have multiple tutorials on this channel for how to build an effective pop-up, including pop-ups with multiple steps. So go check that out. And so after asking for the email address, you need to ask for the phone number. But very importantly, don't do it in the same step. Like, don't add two fields to the same pop-up screen. Ask for the email first, then in the next step, ask for the phone number. So that's the second source of the new SMS subscribers. And the third source is your checkout form. So if you're using Shopify, if you're using another shopping platform, there's a phone number field. So what you need to do is you need to add a check mark under that field that people can click select if they want to consent to marketing through SMS. And the legality of this is very important. Something that I have to mention is that SMS marketing is a lot more regulated than email marketing. The rules are stricter. So you have to be super, super careful about consent, and don't mislead shoppers, don't mislead your users, and make it very clear that they're signing up for SMS marketing. It's going to serve everybody. It's going to serve you. It's going to serve them. So it's the best thing to do. This brings me to the best practice number 2, which is don't send text messages without a clear opt-in. As I said, the opt-in rules for email marketing apply to SMS marketing too. But for SMS marketing, it's a lot stricter. So anywhere where you're collecting phone numbers, have that consent language. Any tool, like any SMS platform you use, will give you the boilerplate text to use for that. You need to link to your terms and conditions. You need to link to your privacy policy in this consent text. So just make sure you use it and make sure that you honor people's preferences. Another thing that you can do if you want to be extra careful is set up double opt-in for SMS. There are two ways in which you can collect phone numbers. Way number one is you ask people to type in their phone number. If they're on desktop, that's the only way. If they're on mobile, if they're on their phone, there is an option where you just have a button. When they click the button, that takes them directly to their text messages, and there's a pre-written text for them already that they just need to send, and that subscribes them to your SMS list. So in the second scenario, they're not actually typing in their phone number anywhere. And when that's the case, there's no way for them to make a mistake in their phone number. But if they're on mobile and you have this, the way number one where they're typing in their phone number, there's a possibility that they will make a mistake and might actually subscribe someone else with that fake, or not fake, but like different phone number to your SMS list. And if you don't have double opt-in and you start sending messages to that person who never opted in, that's a problem. And so double opt-in is essentially before they're subscribed, we'll send them another message double checking, hey, do you want to subscribe? Reply yes. And the person has to actively reply yes to the text message in order to be subscribed. I do recommend double opt-in for SMS. That ensures that your list is very high quality of people who have very high intent of being on your list and buying from your brand. So it's going to benefit you. If you do have that second way of opting in for people where they're not actually typing in their phone number, that's less of an issue, and single opt-in can work fine in those cases. Next, you need to include instructions to opt out. And this is the best practice for all marketing communications, email and SMS. But with SMS, don't forget to allow your subscribers to unsubscribe if they don't want to hear from you anymore. And since open rates for SMS are much higher than email, your unsubscribe rates will be higher too. So this is something to keep in mind. So don't panic if you see a spike in the unsubscribes every time that your message goes out. The next best practice is to mention your company. I recommend starting every message that you send with the brand name. Whenever you receive text messages, the first way that you see them is on the lock screen of your phone. So when your phone is locked, you only see a preview. And so when you see that message on your lock screen, if there's no brand name that prefaces the text message, then there's no way for me to know who this is from, because I just see a random number, and then there's a text message. So adding your brand name at the beginning of every text message just helps your subscribers always know who this is coming from, helps them connect the dots, and actually increases the chance that they will engage with your message and not unsubscribe. Do add a call to action to every SMS, especially because you're paying for every single text message that you send. It's really important for you to actually drive those subscribers to your site. So have a call to action. We've tested a bunch when it comes to the links in text messages, so I'm going to share a few best practices there based on our A/B test, but it's always a great idea to A/B test these things for your own brand because they do differ. So first thing we tested is including the CTA higher up in the text message versus lower down in the text message. Of course, if your text message is one sentence, this doesn't make any sense, but sometimes for some brands, the text messages do tend to get longer. And if that's the case, surprisingly, the call to action at the bottom of the message tended to win more often than at the beginning of the message, which was counterintuitive to us because in email, the trend is the opposite. The higher up you have the CTA, the higher the click-through rate. So that was interesting. We've also A/B tested 2 links versus 1. Again, like if the text message is longer, including it in both at the beginning and the end versus just at the end, including it once, I think 1 more often than not. And then somewhat related and very counterintuitive, you can send text messages with images. They're called MMS. They're more expensive. And we thought, well, of course, the message with the image would win because people are visual. You see the visual, especially when we're selling products and you see the product in the image in the photo, that's definitely going to drive people to the site, right? That was not the case. In the vast majority, if not in all the tests that we've run for this, across many different brands, text messages without the image have a higher click-through rate, which is fascinating. But definitely do test that for yourself. If you don't have the opportunity to test, take our learnings. It probably also depends on the SMS platform you use, but for a lot of them, you can send images in the US and I think in Canada. If you're sending text messages in Australia, you can't include images. And then there are also these different variations for different markets too. So keep that in mind as well. The next best practice is to know your character count. I just spoke about short versus long text messages. Something to keep in mind with that, apart from the conversion, is that you are paying for every text message, as I keep saying, and the longer your text message is, the more you pay. And I think the SMS platforms charge you based on your character count. Emojis increase your character count dramatically. So one emoji is not just one character. It almost counts as an MMS if you have emojis, I believe, something that you have to double check. So that's just something to keep in mind as you develop your strategy and as you craft your SMS messages. Next, send at the right time. People are more likely to have alerts turned on for text messages during the day. So that's one reason to send your text messages during the day. But the more important reason is that it's actually illegal to send marketing text messages outside of particular hours. And these regulations differ in different countries. So this is where you have to be super, super careful. It's definitely better to be on the safe side. All the best SMS platforms will recommend the time frame in which you are safe to send text messages. I think technically you're still able to send a text message whenever you want, which is a little bit dangerous. So do pay extra attention to that. And when you send campaigns, so one-off text messages, it's a little bit easier to control. When those text messages are automated through a journey or a flow, you might need to have an additional setting like a smart send time or like quiet hours for SMS to ensure that if for some reason that text message is triggered in the off hours, it doesn't go out. And then you either wait until the regular hours to send it out or it doesn't go out at all. So know the timing with the text messages. So that's it for this video. I hope that it was helpful. My goal was really to help the beginners with SMS marketing, understanding why use it, why not use it, what are the best practices. Do check out all those other videos that I mentioned. We will link them like around the screen right now, and under the video as well, we'll have like a nice little list for you of everything that's relevant to SMS marketing that I have on this channel. And since you're here, please go into the comment section and write me a comment. Even if it's just a thumbs up or like a thumbs down, really, I don't care. Leaving a message in the comments really helps this channel. It helps me and my team continue producing this free content for you. And it also helps me stay connected with you and knowing who you are, what type of content you want. All of that is super, super helpful, and I do read every single comment and reply to a bunch as well. So thank you so much for commenting. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Thanks.